So imagine now, I being this person who thinks I'm 100, you know, meets a person that thinks that they are one, who is with another person that also thinks they are one, and then so on and so forth. Five people, I mean, are represented here, but clearly it's a running equation. So there's 100 people that it takes. Let's just say to make one person. Let's just suppose, right? If it's 100 people interacting with you, I mean, enough to develop you as a person, so you only need 100 examples, in other words, so with that being said, we've met 100 people, and each person brought us their own belief system, all essentially representing the same thing, something we could understand, something we could comprehend, but something that we didn't necessarily agree with being us, because clearly I'm 100 thinking 100%, right? But I'm 100. Like this person who is one thinking they are, two halves that it takes to be that one, and the next one thinking they're 2/4 what it takes to be that one, and the next one thinking that they have to be 3/6, to be that one, the next one thinking that they have to be 4/8 to be that one, the next one thinking they have to be 5/10 to be that one, and what does all that mean, Essentially, it's like saying, the half person, they're one half because let's just say they only handle half their responsibilities, The other half, they know that they have too much recreational free time and they don't manage it well, The next one could be 2/4, And why? Because maybe, I mean, well, we'll just say, they like to eat in fours, they're about that midnight snacking, so, they eat 2 times in a day and 2 times in a night. The next person, 3/6, why do they believe they're 3/6, Let's just say, they know they gotta shit, piss, and poop 3 times a day, or 6 times a week, or whatever. I mean, whatever fanatical aspect they might acquire for themselves, and each person being identical and being more fanatical than the last because they have to live up to the expectation of being 5/10s. Being, so on and so forth, because essentially that's what identity is, right? And if you have to represent that one and to be that one, that's the next step, because you have to follow in the footsteps of the person that came before you, and essentially that's the criteria that we're all here, like why we're wondering why people aren't understanding each other, what they're disagreeing about, and essentially why they're like left having to like walk on their own path, and how it equates to that even being that.